another episode of Ask Starbase. Tigus from Roll wants to know, how do we make electricity? The answer may shock you. I am so amped to find out how we make electricity. Let's see what's up. First of all, what is electricity? Electricity is a type of energy that comes from the flow of electrical power, also known as charge. Electricity is used to power our homes, lights, and electronics. We get electricity from sources like coal, energy, natural gas, and oil. Electricity is a secondary source of energy, which means it must be made from these items. We have learned how to take items that we find in nature or products like oil and transform them into the electricity that we need to power our homes. Pretty neat, right? Electricity is such an important part of our lives, but how is it made? Where does it come from? There is no one answer. Electricity can be made from a number of different resources. There are both renewable or natural sources and non-renewable sources. Non-renewable sources are items like coal or natural gas. We can use them to create power, but when we use them, they create waste. Eventually, these resources will run out. The main types of non-renewable sources are nuclear power, coal, fossil fuels, and natural gas. Then there are renewable sources. These are things found in nature that we can use over and over again to make electricity, and they never run out, and they don't make any waste. The most common types of renewable resources are solar, wind, hydro, biomass, and geothermal power. Let's talk about some of the renewable resources. One of them is solar power. Using this energy, we take the energy directly from the sun and use its light and heat. The most common way to do this is with big solar panels. They capture the sun's light and turn it directly into electricity. You can also use the sun's heat to create steam that spins turbines and generates electricity. And now let's talk about wind power. Have you ever seen those big windmills on the side of the road? They are used to make electricity. When the wind makes these mills move, it makes energy that we can then collect and turn into electricity. When we need electricity, all we really need to do is flip a switch or turn the button on our television, and we can instantly start using as much power as we need to. It's almost like magic. It seems so easy for electricity to get into our homes, when the truth is, electricity has to travel hundreds of miles in order for us to use all of our favorite electronics. So, how does electricity get into our homes? You know those poles and wires that you see along the road? Those are the roadways for electricity to travel on. These wires and poles are very important and help make it possible. But before electricity can start traveling to our television and microwaves, it needs to be made first. Here's how it works. First, electricity is made at huge power plants across the country. These factories can use coal, wind, water, natural gas, and other resources to make electricity. And then once the plant has made the electricity, it's sent through these things called transformers. These transformers give the electricity the boost it needs to travel long distances. Usually, electricity has to travel hundreds of miles. This electrical charge is pushed onto lines called transmission lines. These are the big wires that you see all over your community. These lines stretch through the country so everyone can have access to electricity. After that charge has traveled miles and miles through the transmission lines, it arrives to the substation. Here, the charge is slowed down a bit so it isn't so powerful, now that it doesn't have to travel much farther. The boost it got from the transformers is taken away so it can safely travel to your home. This electricity then goes through smaller lines called distribution lines. These distribution lines are connected to our homes, schools, and buildings all throughout our neighborhood. These distribution lines bring the electricity through the meter outside your house. This meter tells you how much you and your family use in electricity every month. From there, that burst of electricity goes through all these little wires inside the walls of your home and to the outlets and switches all over your house, so you can start using electricity however you want. When you plug in an electronic to one of these outlets, that electricity that started in a plant hundreds of miles away is pushed right through to your item, allowing you to use your favorite gadgets whenever you want. As you can see, how we make electricity is quite the process. There are so many different steps for the electricity to get from a power plant all the way to our house. I hope this answered your question, Tigress. If you have a STEM question that you'd like to ask, please send it to ask@starbasect.com, or you can go to our website, starbase-ct.com, and ask it there. Have a great day!